That Tang monk must be rather impatient to get to the scriptures, and when he sees people walking about like that, he too will want to cross the river by walking on the ice. The great king can sit quietly at the heart of the river. As soon as you hear the sound of their footsteps, crack open the ice so that he and his disciples will fall into the water. All of them will be captured then. When that fiend heard these words, he was exceedingly pleased. Marvelous! Marvelous! He cried, and he left his water residence at once to rise into the air. There he began to raise up a cold wind to bring snow and to cause everything to freeze up, but we shall mention him no further. We tell you now, instead, about the Tang elder and his disciples, the 4 of them, sleeping in the Qin household. Just before dawn, all of them began to feel the chill even inside their blankets and their pillows turning cold. Sneezing and shivering, 8 Rules could no longer sleep, and he called out, "Elder brother, it's very cold." "Idiot, why don't you grow up?" said Pilgrim. "Those who have left the family cannot be touched by heat or cold. How could you be afraid of the cold?" Tripitaka said, "Disciple, it is indeed cold. Look, even the heavy quilts provide no warmth. And hands in sleeves feel like ice. Presently frost buds dangle from withered leaves. And icy bells form on the hoary pines. The ground cracks for the severe cold. The ponds level as the water's frozen. No old fisher is seen on any boat, nor a monk at the mountain temple. Wood is scarce, and the woodman's sad. Charcoal's added, and the noble's glad. The soldier's beard is like iron. The poet's brush is all hardened. A leather coat still seems too thin. A fur robe feels even too light. On straw mats old priests turn stiff. By paper screens no traveler can sleep, though brocade covers are heavy. Your whole body shivers and shakes. Neither master nor disciples could sleep any longer. They scrambled up, and after putting on their clothes, they opened the door to look outside. Ah, it was completely white, for it was snowing. "No wonder you were complaining of the cold," said Pilgrim. "It's snowing heavily." The 4 of them stared at it. Marvelous snow. You see. Dark clouds densely formed. Gray fog thickly gathered. Dark clouds densely formed. As a frigid wind howls throughout the sky. Gray fog densely gathered. As a great snowfall covers the earth. Truly it is like a flower that blooms 6 times, each petal a precious jasper, or 1,000-tree forest, each plant bedecked with jade. In a moment piles of flour, in an instant heaps of salt. The white parrot has lost its essence. The frosty crane can't boast of its cost. You add to all rivers of Wu and Chu, or press down plum blossoms of the southeast. Now it seems like vanquished jade dragons, some 3 million strong. Indeed, like torn scales and ripped armor flying through the air. Where can one find Dongguo's shoes? Yan'a's resting place? Or the glow by which Sun Kang studied? Nor can one see Ziyou's boat, Wang Gong's robe, or blankets which fed Su Wu. All you have are some village huts of silver bricks, and a countryside kneaded out of jade. Marvelous snow. Willow fleeces o'erspreading bridges. Pear blossoms coating houses. Willow fleeces o'erspreading bridges. As a fisher hangs up his core coat by the bridge. Pear blossoms coating houses. As wild codgers burn tree roots in houses. The guests find it hard to buy wine. The old servant can't find the plums. Flitting and fluttering like butterfly wings. Drifting and soaring like goose down. Churning and rolling it follows the wind. In heaps and mounds it hides the roads. In waves the chilly might pierces the screens. Soughing, the cold air penetrates the drapes. A good year's fine omens drop from the sky, to wish humans in their affairs success. That snow came down fluttering, like flying threads of silk and finely cut chips of jade. After master and disciples gazed at it for a while, admiring its beauty, they saw the elder Chen approaching as two houseboys swept open a path. Two more brought along hot water for them to wash their faces, after which others presented hot tea and milk cakes. Then they carried charcoal fires into the parlor and invited master and disciples to sit inside. "Old benefactor," asked the elder, "may I inquire whether the seasons of your region are divided into spring, summer, autumn, and winter?" With a smile, the elder Chen said, "Though ours is a rather out-of-the-way region, only our people and our customs are different from those of a noble nation. But all the grains and livestock share the benefits of the same heaven and the same sun. How could the 4 seasons be lacking? If so," said Tripitaka, "how is it that we have such a great snowfall at this time of the year, and such a terrible cold?" The elder Chen said, "Though this is only the 7th month, we just passed White Dew yesterday, and that means that we are approaching the 8th month. In this place of ours, we have frost and snow during the 8th month. That's quite different from our land of the east," said Tripitaka. "For we never have snow back there until winter actually arrives." As they conversed, the servants came forward once more to set the tables for them to dine on rice gruel. After the meal, the snow fell even more heavily, and soon it was 2 feet deep on the ground. Growing more and more anxious, Tripitaka began to weep. "Venerable father, please do not worry," said the elder Chen. "Please don't let the deep snow bother you. We have stored up in our house a considerable amount of food and, I dare say, sufficient to feed all of you for quite a long time." Tripitaka said, "You don't understand my sorrow, old benefactor. In that past year, when I was entrusted with the decree to acquire scriptures, His Majesty personally escorted me outside the capital. With his own hand holding the goblet to toast me, the Tang Emperor asked me, 'When can you return?' Not having any idea of the dangers of mountains and waters, this humble priest replied rather casually, 'After 3 years, I shall be able to return to our nation with the scriptures.' Since we parted, it has been 7 or 8 years, and I have yet to see the face of Buddha. I have great fear that I might have exceeded the imperial limit, and I also am troubled by the viciousness of demons and monsters. Today, it is my good fortune to live in your great mansion. After the small service rendered you by my foolish disciples last night, I had hopes that I could ask you for a boat to cross the river. Little did I expect that heaven would send down this great snowfall to block and cover all the roads. Now I wonder when I would attain my goal, and be able to return home." "Relax, venerable father," said the elder Chen. "For after all, many days of your journey have passed already. It does not matter if you spend a few more days here. When the weather clears and the ice melts, this old moron will see to it that you cross the river, even if I have to exhaust my wealth to do it." Just then, a houseboy came to invite them to breakfast. After they finished that in the front hall, they hardly had time to converse when lunch was served also. Troubled by the sight of the elaborately prepared meal, Tripitaka said in great earnestness, "If you are kind enough to take us in, you must treat us as ordinary members of the family." "Venerable father," said elder Chen, "we are deeply indebted to you for saving our children's lives. Even if we were to feast you every day, we could never repay you sufficiently." Thereafter the snow stopped, and people soon began to come and go once more. When the elder Chen saw how unhappy Tripitaka appeared to be, he asked that the garden be swept out. After a huge brazier with fire was sent for, he invited the whole party to spend some time in a snow cave. "This old fellow doesn't quite use his head," said 8 Rules, laughing. "One can admire the garden in the 2nd or the 3rd month during the time of spring. But after such a big snowfall, and it's so cold now, what's there for us to admire?" Pilgrim said, "Idiot, you are ignorant. The scenery of snow quite naturally has a mysterious calm, something which not only we can enjoy, but which also can console our master." "Exactly. Exactly," said the elder Chen. Following his beckoning, they went to the garden and they saw a scenery of late autumn, when prospects of law appeared. Jade-like buds formed on hoary pines. Silver blooms hung on lifeless willows. Jade moss beneath the steps heaped up powder. Bamboos before the window sprouted jasper roots. On artificial mountains. In domestic fish ponds. On artful rockeries. Pointed peaks were ranged like shoots of jade. In garden fish ponds. The clear, running water became ice trays. By the banks, the color of hibiscus faded. And their tender twigs all drooped near the ridge. Begonia plants were completely crushed. Winter plum trees brought forth new branches. The peony arbor, the pomegranate arbor, and the cassia arbor. Every arbor was piled high with goose down. The place of enjoyment, the place of entertainment, the place of amusement. Each place was covered with butterfly wings. 2 fences of chrysanthemum, white jade framed in gold. A few maple trees, lovely red lined with white. Since countless courtyards were too cold to reach. You might admire the snow cave chilly as ice. Inside sat a beast-face brazier with elephant legs, in which a hot charcoal fire had just begun. All around were some lacquered armchairs draped with tiger skins. By the paper windows set so warm and soft. Inside the cave, there were hung on walls several old paintings by famous hands, the themes of which all had to do with 7 worthies going through the pass. A cold river's lonely fisher. The scenes of snow-bound mountain plateaus. Su Wu feeding on his blanket. Breaking a plum twig for the mailman. And frigid art wrought by trees and plants of jade. You can't begin to describe. The house by the waters where fishes are easily bought. Or how scarce is wine when snow buries the roads.